Take a moment, not to fix anything, but to feel something deeper. This is your time to tune into your breath, to reconnect with yourself, to awaken inner clarity and see beyond the surface. In this third eye visualization meditation, we'll guide you into a space of presence where the noise fades and your inner knowing speaks. No more overthinking, just breath, awareness, and that quiet truth that lives beneath it all. So if you're ready to raise your vibration and return to the version of you who sees clearly, let's begin. You know, some years ago I sat with a man named David. He was in his late 60s, a retired paramedic, tough hands, quiet soul. We were doing a simple breath awareness meditation together, and halfway through, he opened his eyes and said, "Peter, I think this is the first time I've actually felt my own breath in decades." Noticed it, not forced it. Felt it. And something about that moment stayed with me. Because isn't that the case for so many of us? We go through life moving from task to task, showing up for everyone else, meeting deadlines, solving problems, but rarely do we arrive. Rarely do we pause long enough to reconnect with ourselves, to feel our own energy field humming beneath the noise. So let me ask you, when was the last time you truly arrived in the moment? Not planning dinner, not scrolling emails, not fixing or helping or thinking, just being here with yourself. If that feels like a long time ago, or maybe even never, that's okay, because this moment right now is an invitation. An invitation to come home to yourself, to reconnect with your presence, to awaken inner clarity, not by doing more, but by feeling more. So let's begin. Just take a gentle breath in, not a perfect one, just real. Inhale through the nose and exhale slowly, like you're letting the whole day slide off your shoulders. Let your jaw soften. Let your chest relax just a little. Let your thoughts step back. You don't need to control this moment. You just need to feel it. You see, in the field of meditation science, we know that even just a few minutes of deep breath awareness can shift your nervous system from high alert into rest and repair. Your body begins to signal you're safe. You can arrive. And when you arrive, something subtle happens. You begin to tune into a different rhythm. Not the pace of your calendar, but the pace of your soul. That quiet frequency beneath the surface. I had a woman late 50s tell me once, "Peter, for years I thought I was calm. But now I realize I was just numb." The first time I really breathed in one of your classes, I could feel my body say, "Thank you." So right now, as you sit or lie wherever you are, I want you to feel the quiet signals your body is sending. Maybe there's a soft vibration behind your forehead. Maybe your fingertips are tingling. Maybe your chest feels heavier or lighter. This is your energy field, your body's way of speaking before words arrive. And the more we listen, the more we awaken what I call clear presence, a state where breath, body, and awareness come back into harmony. It's not flashy, it's not loud, but it's real. And it's where all healing begins. So take one more breath now, slow, full, and gentle. As you exhale, imagine your energy settling, like a lake smoothing after the storm. No effort, just stillness. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are simply here, and this presence you're building, it becomes the foundation for everything that follows. For intuition, for clarity, for raising your vibration, not through force, but through resonance. You're doing beautifully. Let's continue. You know, one of the most common questions I hear from my students is this: Peter, how do I know if I'm really connecting with my third eye, or if I'm just imagining it? It's a fair question, especially in a world that trains us to value logic over feeling. But here's what I tell them and what I want to tell you. The third eye doesn't speak in language. It speaks in sensation, in intuition, in the quiet pattern that forms before thought. Have you ever walked into a room and felt something was just off, even though no one said a word? That was your third eye. That was your energetic perception whispering, something here isn't aligned. You see, third eye activation isn't about seeing visions like a movie screen. It's about reconnecting with your inner knowing, the kind of wisdom that lives beneath logic. And the beautiful thing is, this inner eye, this subtle awareness, it's already within you. So right now, I invite you to place your gentle attention to the space between your eyebrows. Right there, your third eye center. No pressure, no need to visualize perfectly. Just feel. Imagine a soft indigo light resting there like the first glow of twilight behind closed eyes. Warm, still, alive. And with each breath you take, allow that indigo light to glow just a little more. Not brighter, but clearer, like tuning a quiet frequency on an old radio dial. This is how we begin, not by forcing vision, but by feeling presence. One of my students, a retired teacher in her 60s, once told me, Peter, I always thought I was bad at meditation until I realized the goal wasn't to see something. It was to feel what's already here. That's the shift. So as you breathe now, notice what you're feeling in your energy field. Perhaps a sensation in your forehead, a warmth in your chest, or just a subtle awareness that something inside you is waking up. You don't need to name it. You just need to stay with it. Because we all carry energy patterns, loops of belief and emotion that repeat through relationships, habits, even silence. Maybe you notice a pattern in yourself, the need to keep everyone happy, the fear of slowing down, the guilt when resting. Sound familiar? These patterns, they're not flaws, they're maps. Clues that point to places inside us that are ready to be seen. And here's the truth from both experience and neuroscience. When we bring gentle awareness to an energetic pattern without judgment, the brain and body begin to rewire. Not overnight, but steadily, naturally, like snow melting in spring. So breathe into this space now. Feel your third eye light expand just a little further, illuminating the patterns that no longer serve you. Not to fix them, but to witness them. Because as I always say, you don't have to fight what you can feel. What's seen begins to shift. And this is the gift of visualization meditation, not escaping life, but perceiving it differently, through the lens of your own energy. So stay with this breath. Let the awareness be soft. Let the presence be honest. You are awakening a deeper clarity now. You are learning to see not just with your eyes, but with your soul. Let's keep going. The next part of this journey will invite you to release what's been hiding behind the illusions. You know, I've spent decades sitting with people from all walks of life. Veterans, mothers, business leaders, retired farmers, caregivers. And the one thing I've seen in all of them, we carry illusions. Not because we're weak, not because we're naive, but because we're human. You see, the mind is brilliant at survival. When the heart doesn't feel safe to speak, the mind steps in and builds masks. Masks like I always have to be strong. My worth comes from being productive. If I stop giving, maybe they'll stop loving me. Sound familiar? A man I worked with in his 50s, he was a father, the rock of his family, told me during a session, "Peter, I've worn the provider mask for so long. I forgot how to just be." And in that silence I saw it, the grief of someone who hadn't disappeared all at once, but faded slowly under the weight of expectations. That's what illusion does. It doesn't shout. It seeps in, quietly, gradually, until one day you wake up and feel like a role instead of a person. But here's the beautiful truth. Illusion cannot survive in the presence of awareness. So let's invite that awareness in together. Bring your attention gently to the space between your eyebrows. That quiet point, your third eye center. You don't have to force anything. Just breathe and observe. Imagine the soft indigo light you awakened earlier, now glowing with a little more clarity, like the first light of morning shining through mist. No heat, no pressure, just calm presence. With each breath, let that third eye visualization expand gently through your inner mind, washing over old stories like I must always hold it together. I'm only valuable if I'm useful. Showing emotion means weakness. Let that light touch those patterns, not to fight them, but to see them, because seeing begins the release. One of my students, a woman in her late 40s, once said to me, "Peter, I used to think I was broken. But then I realized I was just living inside a story that no longer fit." That insight didn't come from books. It came from stillness, from presence, from listening with her third eye, not her head. So I want to invite you now. With your next exhale, visualize those old illusions, those outdated masks beginning to lift, like fog rising from a quiet field. No resistance, just release. This is not about force. This is about willingness. Because the truth is, you were never broken, just buried beneath layers of roles, beliefs, expectations. And now, breath by breath, you're coming back. As those illusions fade, you might begin to notice something underneath them, a stillness, a clarity, a sense of self that doesn't need approval to exist. That is you. not the version who's performing, not the one trying to be enough, but the presence that simply is. And when you begin to live from that place, something beautiful happens. Life becomes less about managing and proving, and more about moving with grace. So breathe now. Let your breath land where the illusion used to be. Let your body remember what it feels like to simply be honest, to be present, to be real. In the next part of our journey, we'll explore what becomes possible when illusion clears and clear seeing takes its place. You're doing beautifully. Let's continue. Now that the illusions have softened, let's talk about what remains, what gently begins to appear once the masks fall away and the old patterns stop running the show. You see, truth doesn't usually arrive with a bang. It doesn't demand attention. It doesn't knock on the door. Most of the time, it's a whisper. Soft, quiet. But once you hear it, you can't unhear it. That's what clear seeing is. It's not about having all the answers. It's not about predicting the future. It's about recognizing what resonates, what feels real deep in your bones. What your inner knowing has always whispered, even when the world said otherwise. I remember a student of mine, a retired nurse in her late 50s. We were sitting after a meditation, and she looked at me and said, "Peter, I spent most of my life second-guessing myself, always checking with others before I trusted what I felt. But one day during practice, something just clicked. No big moment, no tears, just clarity. And since then, I stopped asking for permission to believe myself. That's what I want for you too. So let's return once again to your third eye. That gentle space between your brows. Just bring your attention there, no force. Notice how calm it feels now. Steady. Like a lake just before sunrise. With every breath, imagine that indigo glow at your third eye becoming more focused. Not brighter, just clearer. Like a camera lens finally coming into sharpness. This is your third eye visualization, your gateway to inner truth, to perception beyond logic, to energy over explanation. Maybe right now there's something rising in you, a conversation you've been avoiding, a relationship that feels off, a quiet truth that's been waiting for years to be seen. Let it come. You're ready now. Because clear seeing doesn't come from judgment. It comes from honesty. It's not about being right. It's about being real. So breathe. Let that third eye energy continue to expand gently through your awareness, through your breath, into the space around you. Can you feel it? Not with your hands, but with that soft sensing beneath the surface. That's your energetic awareness. That's you perceiving not just what is, but what aligns. You're not imagining it. You're remembering how to feel it. And here's the beautiful part. This inner clarity doesn't need logic to guide you. It just needs your attention, your trust. One of my teachers used to say, when the vision clears, life doesn't change, you change. And that changes everything. So I invite you now to feel that shift. Not a grand transformation, but a quiet knowing. Let it settle into your breath. Let it root in your heart. Let it color how you speak, how you choose, how you see. You don't have to explain it to anyone. You only need to trust it. In the next part of our journey, we'll begin to live from that clarity to carry it forward, not as a memory, but as a way of being. You're doing beautifully. Let's continue. Take a slow breath in, and as you exhale, feel yourself gently arriving back, not just into your body, but into a new version of yourself. Subtle, but very real. You've just spent time seeing with your third eye through this visualization meditation, tuning into a deeper layer of perception. You've been listening beyond words, touching a kind of truth that doesn't live in thought. It lives in your knowing. And now, we return. But we don't return the same. You see, that's what spiritual integration really means. It's not about remembering every word or recreating every feeling. It's about letting something subtle begin to live through you in the way you move, in the way you breathe, in the way you pause before speaking. I often say this to my students. The deepest meditation is not the one on the cushion. It's how you live after you get up. This isn't just a guided meditation for clarity. It's a quiet invitation to embody truth. So right now, just take your hand, place it gently over your heart. No need to do anything, just feel. That quiet warmth you feel under your palm, that's presence, that's you remembering. And that warmth is also the subtle afterglow of your third eye activation. You've touched a space within that doesn't need proof. It doesn't ask for permission. It simply knows. One of my clients, a 62-year-old grandfather, former engineer, once told me this after a session, Peter. I used to try so hard to understand everything. But now, I just try to walk like someone who trusts what he sees inside. That is what you're stepping into now. So let's make this simple. You don't need to do anything grand tomorrow. You don't need to change the world. But maybe you'll take a few more breaths before reacting. Maybe you'll trust that gut feeling instead of brushing it off. Maybe you'll stop abandoning yourself in small ways. This is embodiment. This is the bridge between insight and living truth. It's also the essence of a meditation for awareness. Not escape, but return. A return to your spiritual truth. So before we close, I want to leave you with this quiet intention. Let your clarity shape your choices. Let your presence lead your actions, and let your truth become a way of being, not just something you remember during meditation. Take one last breath in, and as you exhale, feel your feet on the ground. Feel your body right here, right now. Not separate from your practice, but the continuation of it. Each conscious breath you take from here continues to raise your vibration, not with effort, but with resonance. If it feels right, whisper softly to yourself, I see with clarity. I trust my inner knowing. I walk with presence. That's enough. That's more than enough. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. But don't leave this frequency behind. Take it with you into your next conversation, your next quiet moment, your next choice. Because this isn't the end. It's the beginning of a spiritual growth meditation that continues through life. It's the beginning of seeing clearly and living from that truth. Welcome back. You are clear, you are whole, you are home. And before you go, take just one more breath, slow, like a soft promise to your future self. This journey doesn't end here. Every time you return to breath, to stillness, to that quiet clarity inside you, strengthen your vision. You align deeper with the truth that's already yours. If this meditation spoke to you, let me know in the comments. What did your third eye reveal to you tonight? A word, a symbol, a feeling. Your clarity might awaken someone else's. And if you're ready to keep expanding, subscribe to the channel. We're just getting started. This is your space to grow, to return, to remember. Until next time, may your seeing stay clear and your spirit stay rooted. You are not alone on this path. We walk it together.